Well, good morning, everybody, and welcome to the High River District Healthcare Foundation page. My name is Jody, and Kathy Cooey is with us this morning from the foundation. And we've got a couple of special guests we're chit-chatting with you this morning. Please welcome Stephen and Erin Hughes from the Longview 4-H Beef Club.
Thanks for being here.
The crowd goes wild on Facebook Live. It's true, but we're really excited to have you here, and Kathy and I wanted to invite you to have a bit of a conversation with us on our foundation socials, just to talk about the Longview 4-H Beef Club sale that's coming. And we have, of course, as the overused word of 2020 already is unprecedented times. And this year, the sale will be a go, even though we have COVID still on our doorstep. Can you guys tell us a little bit about what's going to happen with the sale this year?
We have unprecedented ground covered for our sale because we're not allowed through 4-H rules to, obviously the same as the rest of the world, to meet or gather. So we had to forego having an actual show, but we're doing the sale. Seem to be getting excellent interest in the community still for it. And it's on Direct Livestock Marketing System, which is dlms.ca. And then you're just online bidding, and it's the same day, Monday, May 18th, and then you can live bid from 2 to 6, and there'll be a video on there of the kid leading their calf and a picture and the bio and all the stuff that we used to do in the catalog. And we'll see how it goes. It's different and hopefully a way that works to get these calves sold. And, we're just still putting our best foot forward.
Now, Erin, for you being the president of the club, does it feel more, I guess, challenging for you this year, or because sort of the younger generation is a little bit more online anyway, does this feel a little bit more kind of exciting for you?
I find it a little more challenging because I was really excited to get to show my cattle. So it's a little more challenging to have to do the online, but it's a little bit easier for the younger kids because we know how to run it and stuff.
Now, when it comes to, if someone is unfamiliar with how a 4-H beef sale goes, because now due to the fact that we have this incredible technology, Kathy, maybe you're with me on this, is we might be able to introduce a beef sale to a group that's never heard of that before. So Erin, can you explain kind of how a sale like this even works and why you guys do it?
Yeah, so the online sale our sale is going to be going by rail weight. So we'll have the live weight and then you can calculate the rail weight from that. And on page 3 of the catalog, it breaks down all the different cuts of meat you can get from that. And it just basically from 2 to 6, anyone can bid on your steer for the whole 4 hours, and it's having a soft close. So that means that it doesn't necessarily close right at 6, because if there's still people bidding, the sale will keep going on until it stops.
So it's kind of, I think it's going to be sort of exciting because more people are online than ever before. So yeah, maybe we'll have these like wild bidding wars at the end on Monday.
Yeah.
It's supposed to rain Monday. So, I mean, what else are we going to be doing anyway? Really? Exactly.
I think they call it horse race style.
Exactly.
The kind of sale.
Now, Kathy, with the foundation and the Longview 4-H Beef Club, you guys have had sort of a really great relationship for a number of years now. Tell us a little bit about that.
We absolutely have had a really great relationship for years. I don't know, Stephen, I think even probably before your time, just before your time was the first time maybe we'd worked with the 4-H Beef Club and have been fortunate enough to work with you virtually every year since. I think the tally of the incredible work that this club has done through their Nation Steer program topped 300,000 a couple of years ago. And I know Stephen will correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that's pretty close. Everything from panda warmers to our cancer center, they have the teen clinic, they have helped virtually, I think almost every department of that hospital, and each year go above and beyond our expectations. And just, it's a great community initiative. It is led by the parents and the members. They get out there and they hit the ground, and it's a great example for their members to, and a great introduction to philanthropy and giving back to their community. There's already some really great values learned through 4-H, but I think this just takes it another step further. And we've just been really fortunate to be able to work with them for the last number of years, and thrilled this year that they've decided to go ahead with the program again, a little different format, which most of our lives we're getting used to, but the fact that they still want to work with us and support the hospital, and in particular our local healthcare team during this time is amazing.
Now, Stephen, would you speak to how this partnership has been from your guys' perspective, and why you've chose to work with the foundation?
I think, some of it's a very personal side for our family that we chose the foundation, but in a bigger picture, I think in a rural community, health care just makes a lot of sense to a lot of people. It affects everybody. So we've had tremendous luck getting money raised to help us with our donation steer. There's a lot of really good charities out there in the world, but for our local rural-based community, we've just had we're just a conduit for a lot of good people that are willing to contribute in this community. And we're just giving them a different way to do it, where they're helping sort of through 4-H, and they're helping because they're buying a steer, and it's just a neat concept. So it just always made sense to me. And I think, I want to say it was 2009 was the first time we did it. And I was involved then. I don't know, Kathy's given me credit for being young, but it's not before my time. We've been there since the start. And it's really grown into, I think, a real positive, real feel-good story in our community. So, if there's ever a year to do it, it's this year. When times are tough, this is when you should step up even more, right?
And that really was the first message that came from Stephen when we talked about this, because we thought pretty early on when things started to shut down, what does this mean for the 4-H club? And not necessarily the donor steer program, but the members. They've put a lot of work into their steers, and working to get them ready for the show ring, which, that's obviously not going to occur. But that was the first thing Stephen said. If there was ever a year that it mattered, that this is probably it. And that's the great people that we're working with and have had the pleasure to work with over the years.
Yeah. And the response in the community for these kids, offering their kids for sale, has been, I'm impressed. So same thing. How do you not continue to give back to the community that supports our club so well, right? So it's a positive story in tough times. So.
Well, I've seen lots of social media posts and shares talking about, hey, do you need beef during this time frame? How about you support your local 4-H club? And so this gives a really cool opportunity for people to learn about what 4-H is doing and what that looks like. And Erin, how long does it take? Like, when you guys, like, for those who aren't familiar with getting a steer ready for a sale, like what time frame has that been, and what have you guys been doing to prepare for this?
We've been working with our steers since, some of us probably September or earlier, because some people took them to like summer shows. So we've been working with them for almost a year, like 8 months or so. So we put a lot of work into them, feed them twice a day at least, and bath them, blow dry them. We do a lot of work with them. Yeah.
They get their hair done more than we do these days.
Yeah.
And so, like, really, really cared for. And I think this is a really unique program that maybe a lot of people, I think in our rural communities, we've heard of 4-H and a lot of people know about it, but I don't think they really understand the care and the time and the commitment that goes into this. So when you're going to purchase beef on Monday, it's cared for, it's loved, it's it's going to be amazing, and it's going to, you know, feed your family for the rest of this year. Like, that is a really cool community within community moment that we have an opportunity to be a part of. This is kind of exciting, you guys.
Yep. Yeah, you nailed it.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And I think, Jody, for somebody that has never been to a 4-H sale, you know, it is great to see the young members in the ring with their steer. And, you know, there are some that it is a business transaction, and this is, you know, money in, money out, and money going back in their jeans. And there are lots of tears that flow in the ring and after the ring when that calf goes up for sale. And so these kids, they put a lot into them, and it's not just, you know, they're out to pasture. They're looking at what they're feeding them, so they have the right weight gain, and are providing the best product they can for the buyers out there.
Well, and these are our future entrepreneurs of our world also. So you're taking part in something that's helping the youth of our day transition into being our future business owners. And I think that's pretty exciting. And Stephen, being a guy who's obviously like right there involved with the business of beef, this has got to be, I mean, probably why you're involved with this program.
I think so. Tremendous satisfaction. I've had a lot of kids go through this club the last 18 years. And yeah, it gives you an appreciation for what it takes to raise beef sustainably, and to be involved in your community. Like there's so many layers to it, but yes, it's tremendously satisfying for me, and I get lots out of it for that reason.
Now, when it comes to the donation steer, so we know that the sale is going to be for all the members of the club, and we want the beef to go for a great price to support our future entrepreneurs, but we'd also really love to see this donation steer go for a great price, because the money comes to the High River and District Healthcare Foundation. Now, is that 100% of it? How does it work exactly?
100%. Cargill Foods has been paying our costs. We have a different family that sort of takes care of the steer every year, and Cargill Foods for a number of years now. I mean, they should get recognition as well, that they've been covering the cost of the steer and the feed. And then, so yes, 100% of the money we raise to help so-called buy the steer goes to the foundation, and always has.
So that's very cool. So are you allowed to say who the family is that's been taking care of the donation?
It's the Kleist family. They're down east in Nanton this year. Their oldest daughter is in grade 12, and so she wanted to take it on this year as sort of a final farewell, or the extra effort that requires. And so it's a kind of tough outcome for them, how it's all, well, for everybody, but we're just making the best of it, right? So
absolutely. And so Monday, is that when the link goes live, or can people start to prepare for that now?
you could prepare now, because you do have to be registered as a buyer to bid.
Okay.
And like I said, if you go to dlms.ca, I could email you our catalog. We do have an online version of our catalog, and I don't know if you could post that.
Yeah, we could post that onto our socials for you. Absolutely.
Sure, I'll email that to you right away. And then, yeah, you got to go to DLMS and you look for the Longview 4-H Beef Club sale and get registered for it as a bidder. And then it'll sort of be explained to you at that point. But on page 3 of the catalog that I'm going to email to you, it sort of gives you the details on our changes. Because normally we were just a live sale with auctioneer and taking bids, and it all happens in, 45 seconds in a cloud of dust, right? But you've got 4 hours this year to bid. So it's all going to be different, and we'll see how it goes. But there is a lot of interest, so I'm looking forward to it.
No, we will post and share that for sure. And we'll, this week we'll encourage people to get registered as a bidder. And then Monday afternoon, the sale goes live, the new version of live.
For sure. Yeah, it is live.
Yeah.
But it's just 4 hours long, for sure.
No one wants to listen to an auctioneer for 4 hours, though. So this is
you won't. Yeah. I mean, I've been at both sales this spring where people are buying on DLMS, and it works. I mean, they're like, it's all real time, and that's just a new way of doing things. So
yeah,
we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, we'll pave a new pathway and see how that works. And just thank you again for sharing with us. Kathy, anything else you wanted to share before we go?
Just really want to encourage people to get out there and to support the local 4-H club, to sign on as a bidder. And if you're needing some beef in your freezer, to look at one of these young members and support their hard work. And just a huge shout out to Stephen and Aaron and all of the members and the parents from the Longview 4-H Beef Club. It's one of my favorite things every year to work with the club and to go to the show and sale. I guess I'll be sitting in my grandma chair, as Stephen called it, and watching the sale live. But certainly am going to miss the day. And a shout out. I think we want to shout out to everyone that has supported the Eastern Slopes Philanthropist Group, who have bought the steer traditionally over the years, and also to May and John Lockhart, who have been longstanding supporters of the donation steer program as well.
Yes, excellent point.
Yeah, very good. And if you ever wanted to buy meat in your pajamas, Monday's the day. It'd be so good.
You're actually buying a live steer in your pajamas, so it's even more exciting. And you don't even have to pick it up. We handle the transport. We got the abattoirs lined up, and you pick it up all in nice little packages. And you could go in your pajamas for that too if you want. But
you might as well. I mean, we're gonna start some new traditions around here. We might as well do everything in our pajamas from now on.
There you go.
Including buying meat. It's going to be a good holiday Monday. Friends, thank you so much for connecting with us this morning, and good luck with your sale on Monday.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye,
Thanks,
everyone.
Thanks, Aaron. Good luck.